Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We're doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake City. Today is June 11th, 2024. We're at 1152 North, 1300 West. Got the camera pushed out 120 feet to the city connection. Now we're going to pull it back and record it and see what we find. So this first connection point is the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. Looks like a good connection point there. So far it's looking like decent grade. No standing water so far. I did notice a couple offsets as I pushed my camera out where I had to run water and really muscle my camera over lips in the line. When you have an offset like that, waste can get stuck, and in fact at one spot when I pushed through it, a bunch of waste loosened up and washed down the line with my camera. And so not only can waste get stuck on those offsets, it has been getting stuck. In a lot of cases, as enough waste gets stuck, it'll break free and wash down, but in other cases, it can create a blockage where it backs up into the house. A little bit of a root here on this joint. When you have roots, you're always going to have roots, and that'll be something that you want to have cleaned out periodically. That one I would consider moderate size. This one's a little larger. I'd recommend having the line cleaned now and then reevaluated. There's another pretty good size one. And I say reevaluated so that they can see the area that is obscured by the roots or the buildup. Looks like we transitioned to a section of PVC. I think before we were going through some clay, but PVC is what they use on most newer construction. It's a little different than this type, but it's similar. That looks like a clean out. This is cast iron. This is likely what's under the house. The issue with cast is it gets real rough and rusty. Eventually it will need to be replaced, which can mean opening up underneath the house or in the crawl space. I would recommend having this cleaned. Specifically, they could coat it, which is where they use a chain cutter, which grinds off all that buildup. It would also make it a lot easier to evaluate once it's been cleaned. Not only easier, but actually possible. When it's all rusty like that, you can't really see much. We're just back up at the roof stack, which is where I access the line. So to recap, I would recommend having this line cleaned. You do have a lot of roots. You have some pretty rough looking cast iron. Eventually the the cast iron will need to be replaced. I would recommend getting the insurance on this line, and that would help offset the cost when it is time to replace it entirely. I'm going to end this recording now.